What's up, guys? Welcome back for another episode. Today is the invasion of Los Angeles. Behind me here is a whole bunch of incredible builds. Today's gonna be epic. And I like saying the word epic because look at this. Guys, check this out. You have a ton of builds here, right? And these builds have made it all across the United States and some from Canada. But what you're seeing now is hours, days, weeks of passion, right? Along with a lot of money, along with a lot of stress involved. I know a lot of people here have spent a lot of time making sure that their cars are ready for this show. What I'm gonna tell you guys is that there's gonna be a lot of different things going on, a lot of different reveals, a lot of cars that you guys haven't seen, but you're seeing today. So I wanna thank you guys for tuning in, and there's so much content to come. Right behind me here, we have the E30 M3 LTO. And one of the things that's super cool about this is on an island. This is on a platform, right? You're probably thinking, how did this car get up here? We actually had it delivered yesterday. The owner had a private transport and it was on a flatbed. You'll see the overlapping B-roll now, but in the future vlog, we're gonna showcase how this car really got on there, which is super interesting. This car is gorgeous, right? Between the decals, the theme of the car, it fits very well. And then to see an LTO here at our show, it is incredible. So there's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of people getting things set for an epic show. And I like to say we're epic because it's gonna be an epic day. So other than that, everyone that's been coming out to these events, Invasions, we wanna thank you guys so much from the bottom of our heart and our team. And I wanna thank our team for putting the effort into making these shows so good for the community. So let's continue with the rest of the show and B-roll. I'm just so excited to see everybody enjoy this. For me, seeing people's reactions when they come into these events and they're blown away of how insane this is icing on the cake for us. I know us as a team, we want to make sure everybody that comes out to these shows has a good time. And you see builds like this, right? This is a F81, right? Not really a car that BMW ever made, but this is a wagon, right? Should have an S55 in there, but I know I seen a YouTube video about this car. They converted it not too long ago, so I think they got it in time, but the car was fully repainted. And you know me, guys, I'm pretty OCD when it comes to paint, and it looks really good. So that's one of the things I know a lot of you guys kind of like wonder, hey, when they redid this car, when they did all that, is it legit? So these guys did a really good job. I can't really see any imperfections or anything like that. So hats off to them, US Auto Collisions. I think Daniel M. Life featured this car on his channel, but I love this car. I think if BMW came out with this, I would 100% probably get rid of my G80 for this. Hey, maybe in the future. And then for the ones that are not familiar with this is what we have, right? This is a BMW M5 wagon. This is what the United States gets. Unfortunately, we don't get the G81 wagon, which is something that I think a lot of us wish we had. Welcome to the Vintage Vault. I know a lot of people love the old school cars between your 2002s, your E30 M3s, right? We all love the M3, but the E30 M3 is where it really started for the M division, right? But when you look at these cars, there's a lot of different classics here. It's anywhere from your wagons that made us all love the wagons in the BMW world, but then you also have a lot of cars that are just well maintained, right? One of the coolest things about seeing these cars at the invasion of Los Angeles is that these are like ancient dinosaurs almost, but they're maintained so well. You have cars that are completely stock, that were maintained well. Then you have cars like this. Check this out. I believe this is a 2002, and this car is converted into a race car. There's a roll cage inside, or I think it might be a rally car, right? This is from Mano Field Cars. Inside, if you look in here, it is a full race setup between the full race harness seats, the roll cage, all your sequential buttons you need to press before you start the car up. And Tauzin, check this out. Look inside there. That's exactly what I'm talking about between the roll cage. It must feel really incredible to drive this on the street, to feel how this probably feels ultra raw. I think a lot of people talk about how BMW has steered away from being the rawness. I think a lot of that happens between the consumers, what the consumers want. I know a lot of us as enthusiasts, we want more of the raw cars. But it is so good to see a lot of these cars and builds thriving. This is 2025 and you see all these amazing builds between your E46 M3. So as you can see here, this is a BMW CSL 3.0. Old school, BBS wheels. These are cars that you don't see normally on a day-to-day basis. You may see it at your normal CCA event or Cars and Coffee, but to get all these cars here together, it is amazing. And I think in the past, we always wanted people to all come together when it comes to the modern, it's also to the classics. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. There's gonna be so many episodes to follow this because we're gonna film a lot of content. I wanna thank my buddy behind the camera, Tauzin, for filming the vlog portion and also some of the B-roll. And we're gonna hit you guys with so much B-roll. And I'm excited. You can see like the emotion in my face. This is gonna be so looks of it. What do you think about this new venue?
It's beautiful. It's literally insane. Like I love it.
Yeah, when you look around, like
it's like a big showroom.
Of course.
Yeah.
And the indoor display gives it a different aspect. I know we had an 100%. Indoor display in West Palm, but when you look around, you have a lot of different vendors that are doing something different. And what we kind of enforce, and also the fire marshal, we want to make sure that people are displaying their products to an interesting point, because we don't want any tents involved inside because of the fire marshal.
100%, but the open concept makes it look better too. Like when 100%. You have like just the backdrops, like it makes it look more like welcoming instead of like, oh, I have this little canopy tent, and then it gives it a nice like contrast. Like you have the tents outside, the open setup inside, because then people can like walk around, go between the cars. So it's a nice balance of it.
Nice mix of it.
100%.
So with Beamer Girls, right?
Yes.
Give us a little brief about, why you started it.
So I started it back in 2013. And it was literally like when Instagram like first came out, and to put it simply, it was just to meet more girls in different states that had the same passion that I did. I had my car for 3-4 years at the time, and I was just like, I couldn't find anyone in my location like who had a BMW.
Passion
like,
of cars.
Well, the car scene was so different years ago, as I'm sure you know. So it's like, just to meet people online, I was like, all right, like me and my friend Jill, we were like, let's just start something and try to meet more girls around the world. And it just kind of escalated from there. Like, it's funny, I was just talking to the guys. I was like, my first show was in 2015 Beamer Fest East. And I literally had my one tent, which I spent like my last dollar on. I had no money. Like I spent my last money on my tent, and I had one table, and it had that crappy like party like
Of course.
tablecloth on it, and I had like one T-shirt and a sticker.
Yeah.
And like that's
all
how I
we all
showed
have
up
to
to the
start
show.
somewhere.
So it's like, it's crazy now. Like it's like so surreal. Like I look back and I'm like, wow. Like
You've come a long way,
this
and
is
you know
my
what it
setup
is.
now.
No, absolutely, and we'd love to see brands like this grow and also empower positivity. I think with everybody's stress in the world and negativity out there, sometimes you see on social media and stuff, it's good to have brands like Beamer Girls reminding us that the community is together and we want to be, you know, inviting and having a great show for everybody. End of the day, this is what people do. Passion for cars, passion for BMWs, and car culture.
And literally you can start anywhere.
Yeah.
Like don't think you're too small because everyone started at the bottom. Literally.
Correct. So, Chris, I'll let you get started, get you get set up.
Yes,
but thank you again for coming to an invasion of LA.
39 hours we drove, just so everyone knows.
So that means you guys got to go to the next show. So we're inside the 50 years of 3 Series. One of the good things about these halls, they're all curated, right? We want to make sure when you guys come to a car show, there's different things to see, different things to experience. This year is BMW's 50th anniversary for the 3 Series. As you look around, there's everything from your F30s to your E90s to your E46s, and this kind of encompasses everything that BMW has to offer. And then when you look at these cars, they come from various age gaps, different generations, and everybody here has shown a passion for modifying their BMWs. And I think BMW has taken note to that. When you look at their new social media posts, between their Instagram, a lot of their Instagrams, they're posting a lot more cars that are modified. I think that's a good highlight because a lot of other brands are not doing that. For example, when you look at any other American cars or any other Japanese car brands, BMW is showcasing a lot of the community about modification, which is good to see. For example, this right here, I believe has a V10 in there. I think I saw this at SD Beamer Fest a few months ago. This is E46 M3, fitted with, I believe, the E60 M5 V10 under the motor. And when you look at this car, there's a lot of different things going on between the wheels, the E88s, the F82 M4 seats inside, I believe in Silverstone, the carbon bits and pieces between the fender flares, the exposed engine bay with the carbon hood. There's a lot of people that come out to these car shows and showcase a lot of unique modifications and also a way of styling their car. I think when we also go to these shows, we need to kind of understand that everybody has different tastes. Whether you're the build that wants to push big power or whether you're the build that wants to showcase aesthetics. I gotta say the West Coast, as you look around throughout this whole video and the rest of the videos to come, I think the West Coast hits it hard. So East Coast, coming in April, and you guys are hearing it first, we're gonna be going to the invasion of West Palm Beach. We'll give you a definitive date. You guys need to come out and show up because the West Coast is putting you guys to shame a little bit. All right, so guys, we are at the Ultimate Hall. As you can see around me, people are rolling in, but the show didn't even start yet. The show officially starts at 1. It's about another hour and 15 minutes, and then you're gonna see this place really packed with people. One of the coolest things is meeting the vendors in person. For example, you get to meet the guys over at GT House, the guys over at Golden Wrench, and they've been amazing for Beamer Invasion by coming out here for the invasion of Los Angeles. But when you walk down this aisle, there's so many different builds between your F8X, your heavily modified Supras, and then right behind us, we're gonna be checking out Taste the Rainbow. So in this portion of the exhibit hall, we have a lot of people that, you know, submitted their applications into this hall. The hardest part is picking the right ones. A lot of people know when you come to these shows, it's very competitive, right? Between getting your application in. So we were actually at the Taste the Rainbow exhibit. And one of the best things about this, we all love BMW individuals. Between the British Racing Green, all the unique reds and purples. But this is something that we thought of, and we wanted to make sure that the community enjoys it. When you look around, you kind of get inspired, right? Because the next build that you guys want, or the next build that you're searching for, you get to see these unique colors in person. For me, I know I said it on a different vlog, one of the things that I wanted to do later on, if I had to choose another choice, if I had to build my car again, it would have probably been violet blue. That's a really gorgeous color. But during the process of people applying for Taste the Rainbow, it was very difficult. Between all the applications coming in, we had to make sure we had the right cars for the right colors in the rainbow. But there's a whole bunch of other individual colors. I believe this is Fashion Gray. This is a really good looking color. It kind of reminds me of like a sandish gray a little bit. But again, there's a lot of different builds out here that are coming throughout the United States. One of the ones that really are very popular right now is the Atlantis Blue color itself. This is a very popular color. And also, my business partner Miguel at Beamer Invasion, he actually has a one-of-one E90 M3, but we weren't able to bring it out to LA. You'll definitely see it in West Palm Beach. And that tentative date, and you guys are hearing it again, it's April 2026. All right, so we have the team here at SenCal. SenCal has been a big sponsor for Beamer Invasion and a lot of the car community itself. Right here is an iconic car, right? This is TJ Hunt's M4 GT3 homage, right? This is kind of like a tribute to what we can't buy as normal people, right? He basically bought a British Racing Green M4 competition about a few years ago. He went through a whole process of making this car for SEMA, and at SEMA he revealed this car, British Racing Green, between all the aero kits that normally you would see on a GT3 car. But look at this, you got HRE wheels, which are massive, and I remember seeing some of his vlogs saying that people were complaining like, oh, why don't you lower it more? What's going on right now is that this car is already low enough. I think he scrapes a lot when driving this car, but one thing I'm kind of curious about and also excited to see later today, hopefully I could get it on footage depending on what's going on today. This car is actually going to be showcasing the air jacks. Air jacks is a type of component for race cars where you can kind of raise all four wheels to change wheels, right? You know, during those times where it needs to get done, you know, for race events. And you can see this right here is the air tank to kind of compress the air into the system to air all four corners up. So there's a couple things going on here at the SenCal booth. So a lot of things are going on at the SenCal booth, right? You guys have a lot of influencers. You have Jake with his M4, and I love this color, right? Because if you guys know me from way back, I had an Austin Yellow F80, and to see another Austin Yellow thriving out there, it's a little close to my heart right now. Anthony, which is TJ Hunt's videographer and cinematographer, he has a F80 M3. The last time I saw it at SD Beamer Fest, it was Stealth Silverstone. It had Silverstone with the Stealth PPF on it. Later today, they're gonna reveal his new color. He recently wrapped this car, and I gotta say, it looks pretty good. And he's gonna showcase it to the community. I know a lot of people are anxious to see what he chose. And I think a lot of people could tell what he chose based on his buddy. So that's a little hint. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the Ultimate Hall. So let's take a quick trip down the road over here. So at Beamer Invasion, at the Ultimate Hall, we have a lot of things going on between vendors. You have top tier vendors like IND, you have BBS, KW, and you also have notable people like Samantha Tan. Samantha Tan will be here later today, which is gonna be awesome to see. This is actually her race car that she races on track. And she is a diehard BMW enthusiast, right? She's come from the racing heritage, and I think a lot of her story, and hopefully we'll get her on camera, is that people always doubted her, right? She's a female, she's an Asian female driving, right? All that negativity probably motivated her to be able to become who she is. And to be able to see this race car here, for me, it's mind-blowing, right? I would never think a professional race car driver will have her vehicle here at Beamer Invasion. And we're gonna take a quick trip down over here. There's a lot of different things to see. You have the team over at Carbonius coming all the way from Spain, showcasing their carbon between all the GAX new stuff that's coming out. And then on a future vlog, you guys are gonna see IND, right? IND just revealed their new version 2 of their M2, painted, I think, atrium green, which is a Porsche color. And when you also look at the interior of the car, you have a little spin to the Porsche community with how their interior was laid out on their carbon bucket seats. And then we're gonna walk over to BBS. As you guys know, BBS is one of my favorite wheel brands because that's all I have right now. The team over at BBS and AR Motorworks has displayed some of their vehicles, and they always have some of the most aggressive fitment wheels. And I think the homies over at AR Motorworks do a lot for that, between making the 3-piece wheels that you guys will see. And in looking at these wheels right now, it's kind of making me want new wheels. So in the Ultimate Haul, we have a lot of aggressive builds. For example, this is Anthony Zepeda's G82 M4 wide-bodied, right? This car was actually featured at SEMA in 2024, and it's a SEMA build. In these shows, we have a lot of SEMA builds, and if you guys haven't gotten the chance to come out here, this is mind-blowing to see, right? How wide it is, how aggressive it is. And then you have various brands like Toyo. Toyo has been a new sponsor for us for the past couple years, but they've been coming out and showcasing some of their incredible builds, number one, and also their displays. When you look at Toyo's displays, it is incredible between how their structure is. I know in last year's Invasion, we had a lot of things going on there because they had their massive trailer with their whole setup, and it was mind-blowing to see. But this year, they have a lot of different chassis going on. F8X, they have the E36 M3, then you have your F8X, and then you have another generation of the E9X on this side. But this whole show, if you guys only like a specific chassis, you come out and look at it. There's so many other ones out there. There's a lot of variety out there. And then we're gonna take a trip down over here. There's a lounge. We'll check that out. All right, so we are at AL13 MV Forge. They've been a huge sponsor at Beamer Invasion. As you can see behind me here, we have something that's very different, right? We have their setup, that which looks like a industry type of setup, right? But also on the far end here, we have a lounge that you guys are probably not familiar with. This is the VIP lounge. So when you guys buy a VIP spectator ticket, you get to enjoy all the amenities of this private lounge. And when you look inside, when you come into the lounge, it's very inviting, right? Between how luxury the carpets feel and their beautiful wheels being displayed between their 2-piece forged wheels and also their fully forged wheels. But when you look around, you know, you got an area where you can sit down, have your drinks, have some food that we're catering in. And then when you go to the lounge, when you walk so much inside this show, you get to just rest and hang out here, enjoy the amenities of the Invasion of Los Angeles. I know the team here is still setting up, so a lot of these things that you guys don't see, we're showcasing now on this channel. And between the open bar, the food, people are gonna have a great time here. In a little bit, we're gonna get David, the owner of MV Forge and AL13, and we're gonna speak to him a little about, you know, what the thought process was between this whole lounge. So stay tuned, we'll speak to him, and there's so much footage, guys. Thank you guys for coming out. All right, so we have David here, the owner of MV Forge Wheels. And David, what was the thought process behind this lounge? When you look at it, I'm blown away, because like when Corey was talking about the design and stuff, I didn't expect it to be this way.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, Corey came up to us, you know, saw our SEMA booth and said, hey, I want to bring in, they want to do something different at Beamer Invasion. They don't want to, you know, have the same old, you know, easy up tents and everybody just looks exactly the same cookie cutter, right? So we wanted to actually create an experience, very welcoming experience from our booth. You know, walking through the cars, everything's open, it's very welcoming. You come in here, drinks, food,
Yeah.
For VIP experience, and just in kind of like this art gallery of wheels. So that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to actually introduce our product as an experience instead of just looking at a product.
Correct.
Right? So that's how we wanted to do
Yeah, when
that,
you look at it, the lounge has lights hanging from it, like you're in your backyard at a barbecue or even at a lounge, right?
Yeah.
And also, you guys have the open bar going on, and one thing I like is seeing the wheels. You guys have some of the most sickest wheels on the market, right? Between
Appreciate
your
that.
fully
Thank you.
forged
Yep.
to your fully carbon wheels, which kind of blows my mind sometimes.
Yeah, fully made in-house. I mean, there's very few of us left in the USA that's made fully in USA using USA materials. So we're really proud of that, showcasing what we can actually do as a team and our engineering skills. And yeah, man, I'm just really happy to be here. Like I said before, I'm a big BMW guy, and my wife is too. So yeah.
And the funny thing is, I want to tell the community. So the BMW, I guess, in general, has a soft spot in your heart because that's how you and your wife met, right?
Yeah. She had an E46 M3 and I had a E46 M3. We met, and rest is history, man. We got kids that love BMWs, and BMW's in my heart since I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's the holy grail for me of all cars. Even though we put a lot of these wheels on exotics, and I've been in that market, but BMW's there's no culture like BMW culture.
1,000%.
No culture like that.
So Dave, I know you got to get set up, but thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys again. Yeah.
And again, MV Forge, we want to thank you guys for coming out to the Beamer Invasion and making this an incredible experience for you guys coming out.
Cool. Thank you.